Hello, welcome. My name is James Ross, the multimedia editor at SBC, and I am joined by George Merodoulakis, the group CCO at Campeón Gaming. How are you doing today?
I'm all right, thank you.
Perfect. And off camera, you informed me that you were an adopted Liverpudlian.
Adopted Liverpool Scouser, yeah.
So instantly we've got this friendly rivalry, me being Mancunian, but I think it would be a nice friendly rivalry. It won't be too hostile.
That's great.
Thank you for joining us today. We're going to be talking a lot about Campeón Gaming, and kind of that's the first question I want to ask you is just what recent kind of trends and developments have you kind of experienced within the global iGaming industry recently?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the global gaming industry has been growing for the last, God knows how many years. This year is going to reach $100 billion of revenues. Global trends, regulatory scrutiny, actually.
It's a big one.
That's the primordial thing that is happening in the background. We operators, whether we are B2C operators or technology providers, we're trying to adapt to that. Now, I've been observing a major trend where the commodity, product offering has been commoditized, content is being commoditized, which means that we need to be smarter, we need to be faster into the market, and we need to be able to adapt better into the market needs.
Yeah, and you've kind of hit a point there that you need to kind of adapt into these new markets. There's so many challenges. But when you do kind of look into these international markets, how do you face these challenges front and how do you adapt?
Some years ago, in the dot-com era, actually, things were much easier. Nowadays, things have become a lot more difficult. Back then, you were just throwing a language into the market. You were offering the odds of the favorite league or the favorite sport, and that was it. Nowadays, you need to adhere to a very scrutinized regulatory framework. You have to, your technology has to adapt to the local standards, whether it's for fiscal purposes, consumer communications, or for responsible gambling. So a lot of time goes into adapting your technology. Then obviously you need to adhere to the local needs, what the players want, what the punters want. Is it a sports-led market? Is it a casino-led market? Therefore, in my view, technology, adaptability of technology, and also localization remain the keys to success.
I'm glad you mentioned localization being a key to success, because when you look at some of the markets, certainly in Latin America, you can't cast one cover over Latin America. There's so many specific regions, and you need to look into that audience and just tailor it perfectly to even kind of just communicate to that audience and them to communicate back to you. And just if you look into expanding to new markets, because Campeón Gaming, they're looking to cast their net far wide. What new markets are you looking into where you can localize?
You mentioned Latin America. Obviously, we're following the developments very closely there. And we want in 2024 to be able to be present in a couple of markets there. During 2023, we are completing the application in 2 European jurisdictions, Estonia and Denmark. And also in 2024, we're going to be applying for another 3 licenses in Europe. Announcements to be made in due course.
A little snippet there, a little teaser. I've got to ask, because we have touched on Latin America, is Brazil on the scope? Because there's been a lot of developments recently around Brazil.
I would lie if I would say that Brazil is not on the scope. We're looking at it, but I can tell you one thing, that the principle that we follow as Campeón Gaming is that we're gonna try to adhere to the local regulation first, and then obviously put together a product offering that will make the difference. If we can't do that, we're going to abstain from entering the market.
Exactly. I mean, the Brazilian one, the regulations still need to be approved and everything. It looks great at the moment, but it's not approved yet. But
it's absolutely fine. I mean, for the time being, obviously the regulation, in my opinion, actually is coming early 2024.
That's where we've got our timeline.
So until then, obviously, we can use other resources and other licenses as long as basically we have the product offering in place.
Yeah, perfect. And again, you're going to enter all these new markets. You've just listed a few yourself, but the key is to be receptive by the audience. How do you intend to do that with Campeón Gaming? What strategy have you got in place?
I think we're touching again the subject of localization. Yeah. So at Campeón, what we're trying to do is to listen to what the consumers and the customers have to say. Unless you do that, I don't think that you're gonna taste the flavor of success. So we are in the midst of, especially with regards to Latin America, we're in the midst of analyzing key play behaviors and product trends, and we are gonna adjust our product offering just to do that. Whether it's going to be Brazil, Ecuador, or Chile, we're gonna basically go with the right product offering, the right proposition. Like we say in the UK, courses for courses. So we're going to be able to enter and succeed in the market if our product offering matches what the customers want.
We're coming to the end of 2023 now. We're going to go into 2024. Can you just provide us with maybe a little glimpse, a little sneak peek of what Campeón's got planned for the short, medium and long term? 2023,
as I said before, we complete and we will submitting applications for 2 licenses in Europe. We also monitor very closely the developments in LATAM, with Brazil and Chile being 2 markets that we're looking at. Moving in 2024, that's going to be a very challenging year for us because we are aiming to apply in 3 jurisdictions within Europe, with more news actually to be disseminated in due course. Product-wise, I can say that we're enriching our in-house technology with more and more features, and we're expanding our gaming portfolio. We are expecting better and bigger things for 2024 for our own brands, as well as for any projects that we're going to be working with third parties.
Perfect. I did say final question, but just one more. Start the interview, I said you were an adoptive Scouser.
Yep.
I'm a Manchester United fan. Are you a Liverpool fan?
Absolutely.
So, final question is, how many goals will Liverpool concede against United when they next play?
Oh, this is a joke. The last game was 7-0, if I remember well. So
we'll cut that part out.
Oh, right. Okay. I think the question should be your end. How many goals you're going to be conceding? But in any case, I think it was a great pleasure to talk to actually not to an adopted Mancunian, but to a true one.
I'd be happy if we concede 3 and score at least 1.
All right, that's all right. That's okay.
George, it's an absolute pleasure talking to you, and thank you for
very
taking
much.
it. Thank you very much. Cheers.